Hey there, welcome to Hiking for Health California. This is another media review, this time reviewing the book Bear Attacks, Their Causes and Avoidance by Stephen Herrero. Now, for those of you who are really paying attention to my channel, you know I've already reviewed this book, right? You remember? Yeah. When I was messing around with the format of things, because I do that sometimes on this channel, I did review this book in an episode of Hiker Homily along with another hiker topic that I was talking about, and that's when I was kind of experimenting with the format of not having my book reviews be by themselves like I do my gear reviews, my media reviews, including books. Well, I've decided that didn't really work. I decided, yeah, they're going to be separate. They are going to be a separate thing. And so I really wanted this one specifically to have its own separate review. You don't have to dig through and try and find the Hiker Homily that had this in it. It's going to have its own review because it's that good of a book, okay? This is the third edition. It's been out for quite a while. And Stephen Herrero is... he's a bear guru, as far as I'm concerned. That's my opinion. I don't know if that's his actual title. But he knows his stuff. He knows what he's talking about when it comes to bears. And I think the only person who really wouldn't care about a book like this, if you're a hiker, is one who never travels anywhere and specifically hikes only in areas that there are no bears, 100%. Now, there aren't many of those in North America, many of those areas that are completely bear-free, aside from like maybe the deserts. But even some of those, you can get bears in the mountains of the deserts and stuff like that. So, it sounds like it's a really like, oh my God, bear attacks, But the book really is a fantastic approach to bears, their individual personalities, the way they are, and the best advice that can be given for avoiding issues with bears as best as you can. As the book says itself, there's never a 100% guarantee, because even the mostly docile black bear can change, or a specific one of those types of bears can have a very different personality than most of the normal black bears and not be docile, be more aggressive and things. It just can happen because bears have individual personalities. But in general, they do have a very general behavioral thing, and Stephen Herrero really covers that, really talks about the damage that can be done if you get a bear used to people and eating people food and things like that. The trouble you can have out in the wild and even not so wild places by doing that. If they get socialized into, hey, people means food, it's not good for the bear, usually not good for the people either, and things. So, really good book. He covers both grizzlies and black bears in the book with a decent amount of detail that you should feel fairly comfortable that you know enough about that this is what I can do to mitigate as much as I can. In some cases, there is no mitigation. Grizzlies can be very aggressive and things like that. And they have case studies in there where this is what happened. It's wow, it was scary and it was a tragedy because people lost their lives. But here's what we think is the reason. And sometimes the campers did everything right. They did everything they were supposed to do. It was just a very aggressive bear that, wow. So that's something you have to consider when you're a hiker and you're out there in bear territory, especially grizzly country. Black bears, not as much, but it's still possible because, again, they have individual things. So bear attacks, I'm going to give this book a 5 out of 5. I really am. I think in my original review, I actually gave it a 4 out of 5, but I have read it a couple more times now. Just, especially because we have some time on our hands. I haven't been hiking as much because when I'm filming this, we're still at the pandemic stage. We're wearing masks everywhere. A lot of places are closed. A lot of trails are closed. And then on top of that, living in California, we just now have some clean enough air that I can be outside shooting. Before last week, I couldn't do this because the smoke in the air was so thick, I'd be coughing. You couldn't even be outside. It was crazy. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of hiking because of that in the last like month or two, for various reasons. So I've been doing some more reading, including some new books. I've been reading some old ones that I really like. Bear Attacks is one of them. So 5 out of 5 for Bear Attacks, Their Causes and Avoidance. It is by Lion Press, and again written by Stephen Herrero. And I highly recommend it if you are a hiker or a backpacker who even a little bit goes into bear country. You should read this book. You should read this book just to kind of help you get your mind wrapped around the kinds of things that come with that, and you know the kinds of stuff you can do to help keep your camp and your trip safe from bad encounters with bears. So there you go. That's my as close to 5 minutes as I can get it with my rambling review. I'll see you next time.